I was really excited at the thought of holding a leadership day for all of Year 11, because Year 11 is when they really start their leadership journey and they start thinking about whether or not they want to be a prefect or a house captain or a vice captain.
For me, one of the key things that we learned was how to adapt my signature strengths and character strengths and still bounce off everyone.
Yeah.
And know what they know, what their signature strengths are and how we can bring that to the team and bring that to what our goal is here. Yeah.
I think that's really cool to know what our strengths are and how we can all be unique.
Yeah.
Because I think having leader as one particular character doesn't really work. We've all got those different strengths, those different areas to be creative in. I think that's really round out all 24.
That's true. That's true.
Remembering to ask questions, because I think sometimes it's easy to get caught up in our own visions, but you're not getting input from the people that you're meant to be leading.
Even though we were around the year that we had learnt with for the past 5 years, it was still sort of daunting to get up and ask those questions. So I think that made us realise if that's daunting for us to stand up in front of our year and our cohort of friends, what would it be like for Year 7 to talk to us, and how can we make that experience as approachable as possible?
Knowing why you're doing something and backing yourself with something that comes from inside of you, and it's not just your parents telling you something or your friends telling you something. Knowing your inner meaning, I think, why you're doing something is
figuring out your why and giving that yourself motivation.
Because it also makes things less scary if you know why. Because if sometimes you can approach things and you've got all these things that you want to do or you want to think about, but even if you're in school or if you're going out of school, it's your why doesn't really shift that much. You've still got that same kind of purpose that you can carry through and kind of refer back to if you get a little bit lost along the way.
For us to carry a single message to the school for a whole year and trying to promote initiatives to do that can be hard. So I think if you have a purpose, it makes it all different.
And always coming back to your purpose and always coming back to your why, it really keeps you on track.
I think it's really important for the prefects to know why they're working together and what they're working for, because with the HSC they're going to have times where they'll be really busy, and then they're going to have that time after the trial examinations where they lose motivation. So it's so important for me to be able to pull them back in and say, look, this is what you're working towards and this is your why, and let's work towards that over the next few weeks.
I think particularly for high school students, because high school is such a time of significant change, I think it's really good for students to have a purpose that's personal and tailored to them, so that all the while they're going through all these different significant events and changes and trying new things in high school, they have something to keep them grounded and something to allow them to understand why they do the different things they do and what their purpose is.
Things I really loved about the session we had with Posify was that all of Year 11 were involved in it and they were inspired by it. And even though not all of Year 11 apply to be prefects, they all left realising that they are going to be leaders at the school. The skills that they'll take with them will be those leadership skills, and they're realising that now.
Really excited to see everyone else's why and seeing how they all interrelate in the way we're able to bounce off one another, to find different aspects, to have a really holistic look at leadership.
Having something like a common goal that we can all work together is really important to sustain our motivation and our drive. And really guide us in a direction that's really constructive and will serve that purpose.
When you're working for a workplace that you want to enter into, you need to know that your purpose and their purpose has some sort of correlation, because you don't want to enter into a workplace that really you can see none of yourself in, or you can see none of yourself going anywhere in, which is important for kind of businesses to have something that they can tell prospective employees, this is who we are, this is who you would be with us, and how we can kind of get our purposes to work together.